What's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another Coinsider live streams. It looks like we like to do these on Fridays these days. Not really that planned, but I'm here. I'm Kevin. I'm with Josh. Like I said, we're your usual hosts. And yeah, first, look, we have our pretty mics. I'm back in my home studio, and Josh has his mic figured out and working.
Right.
So just
Yeah.
volume check. Josh, can you say
Mic
something?
check 1 2 1 2. How am I sounding? New mic. Shout out to Coinsider.
New mic. So yeah, if y'all can help us out real quick by letting us know how we sound volume wise, both of us, that'd be great. Today we're gonna talk about the markets, right? It's a bull market or bear market or maybe sideways markets, right? It's a huge debate on crypto Twitter or crypto X. And Josh has a lot of really great alpha to talk about, like airdrops and other projects that should be on your radar. In fact, he just told me that one of his projects that he shared in our retail DAO Discord went up 2x since he shared it, and a 10x in this market condition. That's so impressive. That's I
Thank
gotta
you.
clap for
Thank you.
that.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. I
Wait, they
appreciate
may have a clapping sound in this. Can I do that real quick?
it. We gotta have the effects, man.
I don't have that added, or else I would do a clapping sound. Okay, next time, next time.
Yes. I appreciate that, Kevin. Yes, in the midst of a market pullback and people getting second thoughts about altcoins and crypto, was able to still find gems, and that's the value of being a part of a community like Retail DAO. You have very motivated investors and members of the Web3 community like Kevin, like myself, all sharing alpha, all sharing research, and that's really what it takes to get ahead and to find the gems in this market. Go out there, network, join a good community like Retail DAO, and more opportunities come across your desk, right? Than you would looking on your own. So yeah, it's been great. I've been able to catch a 10x in this shaky
In
markets.
this shaky market, which is very impressive because most things are dropping, as we will
Yeah,
see shortly.
yeah. So more on that later on
Yeah,
what the project was and what that whole narrative is about. So yeah, let's get
more
into
on
it.
that in a bit. We'd like to start with general market talk and then go into specific projects and specific alpha.
That's right.
Which, by the way, we always invite you guys, the audience, to ask us about certain projects, and we'll take a live look together. It won't be a deep dive, of course. We don't want to spend the entire stream on a single project, as that would be boring. But yeah, we will take a quick look and just set us up for future research. So here's the thing. Someone said S&P 500 making new all-time highs. Thinking bearish long term is retarded, to be fair. S&P 500 made all-time high and got rejected. So that's the big question, right? Because the traditional markets have been making new all-time highs when crypto has been kind of stalling.
Right.
We usually go alongside the traditional market, but not always. Right here, let me share
Not
my screen.
always.
So this is a good point, though. So here's the thing. Just because the traditional market's going up doesn't mean Bitcoin and crypto has to go up as well. But usually, if the traditional markets are going down, then whatchamacallit? If the traditional markets are going down, then it's really hard for crypto to be going up.
Yes, I know. I have a point to touch on that actually. When you talk about, capital flows and how capital flows in the financial markets, we're looking at a bit of a different market now in crypto than we were looking at even 3 years ago, right? Because we have institutions now involved, we have ETFs involved, and you have to think about how capital flows when there's liquidity being injected into the markets. It starts with less risky assets, and it starts with the S&P 500, and then into Bitcoin, and then later on at the very end into our altcoins. Then we have an altcoin season. So the way capital flows is an important way to kind of analyze how everything is going on. So people will be like, oh, why isn't Bitcoin ripping when the S&P 500 is making new all-time highs? You have to think about how that capital flows, and that's why I'm still long, of course, on crypto and on Bitcoin.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And there's something I want to touch about on that too. In terms of dispersion is the new talk of town. So
Right.
hopefully I don't forget that. But first, check this out. S&P 500 it if you look at here, people say it has topped and gotten rejected. Of course, it could still go back up, right? It still could make new
June
all-time
20th.
highs. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
it's been going down a little bit since then.
yeah, that's early to say in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's early to say exactly, but it could be because look at Nvidia. Um, some people say it has topped too.
Yeah,
So as we've said a long time, the market will go as Nvidia goes because this is kind of like they're carrying the
they're
entire
carrying it.
TradFi markets on their back, and it got kind of rejected hard at 140. Now could it go back up and make new all-time highs? Of course, we
Yeah,
can't tell the future, but all eyes on Nvidia.
it flipped Microsoft, eh?
Yes, yes, they're most valuable company in the world, and people are calling for 5 trillion. They're 3.15 trillion, and things like that. So we'll see. We'll see.
Wow,
Very very few times in history do things go up this much and not correct
not correct.
significantly. Doesn't
But
matter what it is. Doesn't matter the fundamentals. Could it go up to 200 or even higher? Of course. No one's saying it can't, but eventually just look at all the darling. So I know these are completely different apples to oranges comparisons, but
yes,
look at all the darling charts of like remember when people were saying like the EV wave gonna take over, blah 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 blah. Tesla is a data company, a tech company, an AI company, and it corrected significantly. Now did it go back up again? Yes, but
I
look,
still
like
think.
peak to
Sorry.
trough, it's quite a big it's a huge correction.
Yeah.
I think that's in store for Nvidia, regardless of how good the fundamentals are.
I was going to say, as you mentioned, though, apples to oranges. If you think about the impact and sort of the infrastructure that Nvidia provides for sort of where technology is going and how everything is moving, that's potentially justification for that.
Yeah,
Like you said, it can go higher. Every asset, like you said, eventually corrects, but for me, Nvidia makes sense to me. What's your outlook? What's your price prediction? Would you say over the
I
next?
think it gets to 200. Right
Yeah.
now, it's like right now the high was 140. I think it gets to 200 before it
Okay.
corrects massively. But look, I mean, just because people are right about a trend and whatnot doesn't mean it can't get ahead of itself. Like this
Right.
was honestly before our times, the dot com bubble.
Right.
This was
That's a good
really
point.
before our time. But look at this massive parabolic shape, right? This is
Right.
just imagine if y'all weren't around back then. Imagine people were like, the internet is going to be huge. Every household, every business, everyone in the world is going to use the internet. And Cisco made the hardware, the network switches that power the internet, right? Did this parabolic top? My God, the parabolic 6 to 80. That was
Mm.
the parabolic top, and then boom, it took decades and is no long. It's not even yet up there.
It's still not back to those
Yeah, and Cisco powered
times.
the internet boom, and people were right about the trend. They were right about needing network switches, but still, the stock got ahead of itself. And
Good analysis.
yeah, so I mean, obviously, it's not apples to apples
Right.
here for several reasons. And Nvidia is making a crap ton of money, so
Yes.
there's that. But still, like if you study every parabolic top in history, you'll see stuff like that. Okay. Anyways, well, I mean, we're not a
Fair
stock
point.
channel,
Fair
so
point. Fair point. And it's good to have that outlet.
so I am liquidated. We are all. I am not liquidated. I had a short open, and it's printed quite a bit since Bitcoin is at, unfortunately, 64,000 now. People are saying this is critical level, so I'm shorting hard. If it's gonna break down, it's gonna make me money. If it goes back up and saves us from a bear market, then I'll be happy. So
And
either
see
way, I
this.
win.
Yeah, that's right. And see, this is why I like Kevin's analytics because you refrain from drinking the Kool-Aid. That's what I really realized. You refrain from drinking the Kool-Aid. Like this is top tier. This is gonna come down. You short, and it's good to have neutral view on the markets. Keep
I'm
yourself grounded.
shorting just to save the markets, to be honest.
Right.
I'm fine with being liquidated. Like, I don't really swing long and like get destroyed by this chop. I'm only
Wow.
short I'm only one direction.
Right.
And the purpose is not because I'm trying to make billions,
Mm.
or not billions, it's way too much. I'm not trying to make a ton
Million.
of money from shorting, right? I'm trying to hedge because
Mm.
if things crash lower to like 60K, I don't want that. I want the market to go back up.
Right.
But if it has to go down, then I better make money doing so.
Yeah. On the way down.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
yeah, 100%.
Especially since my barbell strategy is getting destroyed on the non-Bitcoin side.
Hey, I think you should do a hedging sort of series or a hedging tutorial for the.
I have, and people got mad. They're like, we don't like to short, blah, 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 blah. Like gambling. This
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
gambling, guys. I'm not even shorting with that much.
Right.
Like, I'm shorting with like a tiny fraction of my portfolio.
Right.
But
Fair.
unfortunately, I can only short Bitcoin or like the more major coins. I can't short the alts on my other side of my barbell portfolio.
Fair.
Okay, Pratik asks, how high do you think Bitcoin can go this cycle and when? I'll let you go first.
You let me go first. Okay.
Wait, one sec. I'm on VPN. Let me turn off my VPN. I may disconnect for like a couple seconds. One sec.
All right. That's fine.
Okay, I'm back.
All
Does
right.
it still
Great.
work? Okay.
Yeah. You're still here. All right. How high do you think BTC can go this cycle and when? Quite honestly, I think the best is still yet to come this cycle for sure. This just takes a few good catalysts. Like we have the ETH narrative about to really play out. The ETH ETF is about to hit. I think, to be honest with you, ETH can possibly single-handedly continue on this bull market. There's a few key
Yes.
things. I think ETH can single-handedly continue on this bull market, and I feel like this next leg that we get to, if we swing into it, would be probably more aggressive sort of leg of the cycle. I think we'll see more alt action. I think BTC can see 100K this cycle for sure.
Dang, I was gonna choose the same. I think people were. I'd be happy with 100K. I don't want to get too greedy. I know a lot of people are saying 120K, 150K. Some people even 200K. I think that's way too high,
Right.
which could be possible.
I
Like,
think,
the
yeah.
market often surprises us. So if we're all bearish, like we are now,
Right.
then it could go higher than we expect, or it could do what we're not expecting.
Yeah, and when in doubt, zoom out. When you think about 100K or even 120K, is it really that far fetched for you to think that we can 2x from here? I think we can 2x from here, maybe even more. But 100K is that psychological level. I think by the time we're in 100K, we're seeing a proper alt season play out. I feel like alt season hasn't had its true time yet. Unless you're finding insider gems, not insider, but like gems in retail DAO, and you have a good community to find gems with. Alt season will kick off around those levels for sure. And by 100K, whatever happens first, 100K Bitcoin or Q4 2025, I've sold most of my position.
Yeah.
Whatever first.
One thing I saw on crypto Twitter, crypto X, is people posting that this fear and greed index is made by Binance, by the way,
Okay.
is greed right now, which is kind of BS. Like, who has been feeling greedy for the past few weeks? If
No one.
anything, it should be on the fear side, not extreme fear. I wouldn't say it's extreme fear, but
No.
sentiment on X and other places in my communities have been a little more on this red side. I neutral at best.
At
At best
best,
neutral.
there's
And
been
they're saying greed, which is like, this thing is
yeah.
worthless. Like, what
I
the
see a lot of
hell?
capitulation. A lot
Yeah,
of
who's feeling greed right now? I don't maybe like one person out of 100,
yeah,
but this is
capitulation, copium.
stupid.
Yeah, 100%. I guess maybe they're looking at certain metrics. Like there has been, I guess, like I'm not sure daily active users and such, but like like on chain is still very active, but I wouldn't necessarily say that equates to it being an agreed sentiment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they say they look at social media posts at Google Trends, blah blah blah. Is on chain active though? Like, let's see.
Volume.
gas is at 7, which is good for me, but still, that's kind of low,
Right.
right?
Right.
And a lot of people like pure capitulation and anger
Yeah.
on X. Okay, let's see. Wait one sec. I'm going to share a different window because I want to look at X. Where is that? Okay. So I want to look at some posts, and we will get to some specific alpha by Josh in a bit.
Okay.
So here, like, look, I said impossible because they're saying that crypto fear and greed is greed right now. This is not going to be that structured. We're just going to look at some interesting stuff on X and just opine on it. First of all, Iggy's coin Mother corrected quite a bit.
Okay.
I don't really hold it against her because the whole market has been correcting, so it's kind of hard
Right.
to beat the trend. But I hope she does still build and stay active in the space, and it wasn't like a 1 or 2 week stint. I really hope
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. She seemed pretty genuine, but I guess time will tell. You never know with the celebrities. I mean,
See,
she dropped a phone company around Mother.
yeah, yeah. She already had that phone company, but she used
Okay.
Mother like within it.
Okay.
BTC. See, this is a Duck Crypto Don Alt, one of my favorite analysts. BTC at a do or die level weekly here. Don't like the 60K range low for another test. This one is better untested support. If it breaks, I think we go to the next support indicated. If it holds, new all-time highs are likely. This is why I'm shorting heavy right now. I want to save the markets. I'm saving the markets, folks. Let's do it. Another really hot topic lately, I don't know how many of y'all in the audience have been following this, is DJT,
DJT. Yeah.
Donald Trump coin. Have you been following this drama, this crazy drama?
I have actually. And so Arkham Intelligence, which is, an intelligence blockchain company, actually put out a bounty for $150,000 for whoever can actually identify who created the DJT token. And there's a lot of drama, a lot of buzz around that topic. And shortly after, Zach XBT, the on-chain sleuth, the famous
That's my
on-chain sleuth.
boy. I love Zach
Yeah,
XVT.
yeah, he's really good at what he does. So he immediately submitted. It, and what happened was the creator actually immediately messages Zach XBT. Like this is all on Zach XBT's Twitter, and he was panicking. Right, he's like, "Oh, I have proof." Blah blah blah. Long story short, he proved who did it, and he won the bounty. And so DJT, there's a lot of buzz around that. How do you think DJT will do from here? Do you think it's over for it? Or do you think this sort of narrative and buzz can maybe make it do something? What do you think?
So it was Martin Shkreli who's involved, and supposedly he was getting Barron Trump, that's Donald Trump's youngest son, to
Okay.
launch this token. And other people were involved, like Ansem had the devs for them, and GCR did a bet, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's some crazy drama. This is gonna sound weird. This is gonna be weird, but
Okay.
I had a dream last night. I can't control my dreams,
Right.
and DJT was in the dream. I don't even own DJT. First of all,
That's a
it's
sign,
only
right?
because people talked about it. I don't even own any of this DJT crap. But my dream, Donald Trump was in an interview and he said he created a meme coin. And then I checked the charts and DJT rocketed literally 30x after that. But the interview ended up being AI generated and the chart crashed all the way back down in the following minutes.
That's
So
funny.
I was like, some crazy shit.
That's a vivid dream you had
Yeah, it
there.
was a really vivid dream. I don't even know why I'm thinking about DJT.
That's hilarious. And maybe that's a sign. That's funny. And what's funny about that is, that's actually a scenario that could play
Yeah,
out.
exactly. It could
That's just
definitely. It's so
that,
many
that could
AI
play out.
generated
And
like
think
fake
about it.
news these days.
And think about it with the elections coming up. Donald Trump is going to be doing press runs and all sorts of things. And crypto is a huge topic in this current coming election, which candidates are actually supporting crypto, what they're going to do for the community, so on and so forth. And it just takes one interview reporter to say, hey, what do you think about meme coins, or do you have meme, whatever, and for the topic to come up, and that could spark a run on DJT.
Yeah,
Not financial
exactly.
advice, obviously, but that's an interesting dream you had, because like that's like a realistic scenario there.
But yeah, a lot of people are people who don't like Martin Shkreli are trying to get him back in jail because supposedly. So I don't know the terms, but I
Back?
do
Wait,
know.
back in jail? He went to
Yeah,
jail?
because he's on parole, right? You know, he
Oh,
had the whole pharmaceutical fraud,
okay.
something like
I
that. I
didn't
don't
know his
know.
lore.
He was in jail for a while. He got out. He's a free man now. He did
Okay.
his time, but he's on parole, and supposedly there's some restrictions, like he can't launch a crypto token or some shit like that.
Really?
And supposedly people are trying to get him back in jail by contacting his parole officer for doing this shit.
Wow.
And Skrilla is like, he's like old now. I mean, he's not that old. He's like 40 or late 30s, but
Damn.
he's like he's pressuring Barron. So I don't know the details. I don't know if it was Barron's idea, but it seems like Martin was pressuring Barron to make this token,
Mm,
and now Barron has kind of like stepped back, and because there's too much heat, so
right.
he's kind of like just disassociated himself from this. For now, maybe
No.
he takes, it's like, hey, it was me later. But
Right.
still, it is, in my opinion, it is a bad look for Skrelly to like suppose potentially pressure Baron to like do this
Right.
or egg him on. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But he
I'm not
was
sure
like,
how Skrelly would pressure Baron.
or
But I
not
know
not
she,
pressure, but just like egg him on and be like, hey,
right.
you should do this. You're gonna be
Yeah, yeah.
richer than your dad. I think he
Yeah,
said something
yeah.
like you're gonna be richer than your dad because of this or something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, there's so many things like this go down. But yeah, I guess there's no telling. Usually I don't take those kind of bets, but I think it could be fun. But yeah.
So another thing is that Sol has not been doing well,
Right.
down 37% against USD from the top. And my thesis is that all the celeb coin raises, like the celebrities and other people were like, hey, send me Sol, I'll send you celeb coins. Those helped it on the way up, but there's also dumping relentlessly on the way down,
Right.
right? It's the same thing as the ETH ICOs. Everyone bought ETH to participate in ICOs. The ICO companies don't have that much conviction. I mean, they have to try to build a company, right? So they
Right.
have to sell their ETH. And when the bear market came, their selling was relentless.
Right.
So we'll see. I don't think Sol has topped necessarily, but price action does not look good.
Right. They got to keep the lights on, right? So the thing with that is, yeah, as you said, liquidity extraction, right? So it pretty much extracts liquidity from the market, especially for these short term, let's say pump and dump sort of meme coins. Some of them will actually do millions of dollars in like pre-sale raises, and only a portion will actually go into the liquidity pool. You'll end up selling off the excess SOL, right? And
Yeah,
that
exactly.
that's like
Look at all these top Sol memes. Top three coins by volume on Radium. This is a Sol Dex. They're all, look at their charts. They're all
whoa,
like down bad right now.
whoa, except mine, but whoa,
92% of Sol, isn't yours a base coin?
nope,
Oh,
it's
it's a
some
Sol coin. Okay. 92% of Solana's top Dex volume is meme coins. So this is worrisome actually for Solana because if the meme coin era is topped, at least for now, if it has a extended period of like cooldown, then Solana's activity is going to drop significantly.
right.
Look, 92% by meme coins on Solana's DEX.
Yes, I think they've reached that sort of point of almost saturation. There's meme coins dropping every day, even still, right? And there's just so many different ones, and a myriad of you know scams, of course, and all these different things. So I just think it's reaching that point where the market is sort of it's reaching that saturation point. Now the bees are swarming to new ecosystems. There's ton ecosystem, which if you saw the other day actually flipped ETH in volume or daily active users, and just gaining a lot of hype and a lot of notoriety even during this market sort of downturn. So have you been looking at Ton? What are your thoughts on Ton? Are you bullish?
I haven't looked that close on Ton, but I am so impressed with its rise this cycle.
Right.
Like, oh wow, it's still near all-time highs. And I know the main thing is that its ecosystem is popping, right? Like it had Not Coin and then Hamster Combat,
That's right.
which you shared last stream. Thank you for that.
No problem.
And I think there's a lot of other popping. Like it has adoption, it has activity, so its fundamentals are good.
The activity has been up only, active addresses have been up only, volume up only. And it's just, to me, a narrative and an ecosystem that makes sense, right? When you talk about millions and billions of users on Telegram, Web3 and non Web3, the resources that they have, it makes sense. And they're building, of course, a very robust blockchain and just have access to all those users. They now have the built-in, the Telegram applications that projects are using, like Hamster Combat and like how Notcoin had, where you can interact directly within Telegram. And it just makes sense. Like when you talk about building communities, of course, so many projects are on Telegram already, right? And then they just integrate right with
Yeah,
Telegram.
exactly.
To me, it just makes so much sense. And I'm going to start looking for more opportunities on there right now. Of course, as you mentioned, I'm farming Hamster Combat. If you know about Ton, you probably heard about Notcoin,
Yep.
which was just on a crazy tear. A huge airdrop. If you participated in the Notcoin campaign before it came out, users got over 10 grand. And then the token went on to do multiple X's afterward.
Yeah, I did.
So if you got the airdrop and you just held, I know users who made over 100 grand on the Notcoin airdrop. And so now Hamster Combat, which actually, funny enough, actually I think has even more users and more hype than Not did, because now they're integrating YouTube and a whole bunch of other things using that same playbook. I'm farming too, and that's why I love farming for airdrops. It doesn't cost me anything to play the Hamster Combat game. And
Exactly.
same thing if you were tapping the Not app again directly in Telegram, and for some users it's like 10xing, 100xing sometimes their portfolio for a free task. So that's why I'm bullish on airdrops and like to talk about them. But yeah, Not Coin, Ton ecosystem.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about this. Andrew Kang, who is decently known on crypto Twitter as an
Right.
analyst. Okay, let's see. Where is dang, did I miss? So he wrote something that yeah, I think he said something about like, oh, wait. I think I know where to find it. Okay, here. Okay, so the the thesis is about alts are done until 2026. Calvin L says he doesn't personally agree. Yeah, I can find it. I found it, Calvin. Don't worry. But this is a theory of dispersion. Okay, things can go up even when sentiment is okay. Andrew Kane says I think it's like June 2021 for alts, except there's no double bubble for vast majority of alts in the fall. Maybe just for a much smaller group. Most alts have topped for the cycle. BTC is on a different path and it can still go to 100K in the next year. So this is a very hot take, contrarian view. June 2021 for alts. Let's see June 2021 real quick. June 2021. So look, it was a top and then why does okay, so here's June 2021. It like dropped from the first bubble and then a second top, right, for alts. It's kind of hard to see with all these dang news things that they like to put on there. I wish I could turn that off somehow. Here, let me just go to CoinGecko instead. They don't do that stuff. Okay, so he's saying that we're here for alts and that there's going to be a second double bubble for some alts. Um, a much smaller group, most alts have topped. Very interesting hot take. BTC, but he still thinks BTC can go to 100K. So he does agree with us on some point. This is a good point, though. Now, I'm not saying this is going to come true. If it's a huge
Uh,
alt bubble for money printing, whatever, then we may all be wrong. Too many alts, too little capital. There are no catalysts for your seventh dog theme coin to go up when there's no one there to buy it. That is something that I've been thinking about a lot lately and want to make a video on.
Fair.
It's the concept of dispersion. Like there's just so many new coins because of pump.fun and how easy it is to launch coins, meme coins, other coins. Like it's so easy to launch meme coins. It's so easy to launch the next layer 2 or layer 3. Like literally teams with a little bit of technical expertise can launch a layer 3 or even layer 2 in like a day just because there's like tools to do that.
Yep.
And not only this, but also a lot of the big projects have unlocks coming. So there's tokens flooding the market and you need people to buy it. You need liquidity and just new. You don't necessarily need new people, but you need a lot more liquidity to buy all these things, right? So just think about it like it's hard. It's hard to move up every coin in the market now just because the sheer number of them coming out each day and the sheer number that already exist. So I agree with this general sentiment. Too many alts, too little capital. Hopefully they're right about BTC because I do hold BTC and that it still goes to 100K. Fingers crossed for that.
Yeah.
But I would like to think that there is a double bubble and that alts will go back up. Now, if the total three, this is like total 3 crypto chart. Crypto total market cap excluding BTC and ETH. So this is representative of the alt markets. Look, it hasn't even made a new all-time high yet, and it's corrected quite a bit. This is excluding BTC and ETH. Now, can it make a new all-time high in the fall? I sure effing hope so. But we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
I
see.
think we can.
The point is that unless there's some crazy different macro thing, because in 2021 there was the COVID money printing, trillions of dollars of liquidity, everyone at home gambling on stuff, right? So that was like a generational opportunity. Now, if they turn out the money printer in the same way, then yes, we can see another massive liquidity spike. But are they going to do that? And is it going to be the same amount of liquidity printing, money printing? We don't know. Maybe they'll print, yes, a bit, but as much as before, that seems like a stretch.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's
but
fair to say.
this is true, Calvin. Andrew King is wrong too. He talked about the meme coin super cycle in the spring. So no one is God, right? This doesn't mean just because Andrew King, a trusted analyst, said this, doesn't mean it's going to be right. So yeah, just food for thought. Just
Food
food for
for thought,
thought.
indeed. I think some important catalysts can easily change a few things. Like I think the ETH narrative
ETH, yes, yes,
is a little bit underplayed from what I've been seeing, sort of on the streets of crypto Twitter. I think it has the potential to be more impactful than people are maybe seeing or analyzing. When you think about, like I said, the godfather of altcoins, Ethereum, and things within the Ethereum ecosystem getting liquidity injected from Wall Street and then soon to be other hedge funds and other institutions worldwide. Usually it starts right with Wall Street, as you saw with the BTC ETF. Now you're seeing more ETFs open up globally.
yes.
For that to happen with ETH, and for how that and for the effect that that can have on altcoins, I feel like isn't given enough credit for the
Yes.
potential that it has. If you look at the inflows that BTC was getting since the ETFs, for ETH to get those same inflows will impact alts and the rest of the crypto market even harder because
Yeah.
Bitcoin operates differently. The fundamentals of Bitcoin isn't the same as ETH and then everything underneath that, right?
So this guy who's a
I feel
chief
like that's
investment
under
this guy's who's a chief investment officer has the same view as you. He said the market is fading the positive impact of the upcoming ETH
Thank
ETF
you,
way too hard. And then
thank you.
someone wrote gold ETFs had net positive inflows for 8
Eight
years. People
years.
don't get it. Um
Damn.
it's going to be like the BTC ETF event, buy the rumors, sell the news. But in this case, it looks like everyone is fading the rumors, despite recent great news of SEC backing off. So this is a weird time. Like, just logically, it's going to do well, but everyone is fading it. On good news, things are still going down.
Right.
So maybe John Martinez is right. We're at the bottom, guys. I feel like I don't trust that fear and greed index. I feel like everyone's bearish right now. I'm feeling kind of bearish too. No lie. I know
It's
you're feeling bullish, which is probably the right time when it's contrarian.
Yes, and the thing, honestly, when everyone gets bearish, I actually get bullish, right? And that's how you have to think in crypto, right? When it's uncomfortable to start entering positions, when it's
Yeah,
uncomfortable
exactly.
to
That's
look
the
at the
best
market,
time.
where you feel like, oh, like, oh, that's sometimes the best time to enter the market, and the best is yet to come. As he mentioned with the ETTF, I don't think he even hit on the biggest points, right? Liquidity flowing into ETH alone, as I mentioned earlier, the effect that that has on alts and the rest of the crypto market as a whole. It starts with Bitcoin, and then it starts with ETH, and then the rest of the alts. So, looking
So
forward to what happens there.
so this guy also was so prescient, Nostradamus like. He said June 13th, look at the timestamp. That was like a week ago, that there's a serious cascade risk. Most altcoins to be taken aback. And altcoins dropped like a lot since then. And then he wrote today, or is it today? Yeah, he wrote today that despite receiving a tremendous amount of heat for this take, it turned out to be extremely accurate. Over $100 billion have come off the crypto total market cap since. Now, when I look around, instead of seeing overzealous bottom colors, I see a lot of pain and bearishness. Many have been stung, and positioning is a lot more fair as a result. For the first time since my bullish rant on May 17th, I'm excited about getting long again.
Yep.
And he said, y'all are so bearish, you're gonna make me buy alts.
Ha, see, he gets it. He
This
gets
is
it.
true. I am feeling
That's what I was
bearish, and a
saying.
lot of people are feeling bearish right now. Sentiment check, chat. Let us know right now if you hear this. Write in the chat if you're feeling bearish. Write bearish. If you're feeling bullish, write bullish. If you're feeling neither, write neutral. Right now, let's wait. Let's let everyone see. Just chat. Type in the chat and let us see um, which one floods in more.
Let's see what they're saying. Bottom, bullish, neutral, kind of neutral, bearish, neutral. Sentiment check. Bull, I wish bearish. Okay, let's see. Phyllis is bearish. Nick is bullish. Bearish, it's all over, said Jay.
Yeah. But personally, like, look, it is when everyone is scared, it is a good time to buy. But don't forget that I want the people in the chat that to remember that it is hard to time the markets. So this is my third cycle. In the first cycle, when ETH would drop, I'd be like, "Oh my god, it's dropped so much! Like
It's over.
everyone's bearish. I'm gonna buy more, buy more, buy more." And my capital is gone, and it dropped to 80. It went from like 1,000 to 80 or some crazy shit like that, which was like a 99% drop. So at the end, I had no more capital, of course, because I spent so much buying on the way down, and I was like, really, I thought it was all over back then.
The dip you
So
bought dipped, and that dip dipped.
Yeah, exactly. So
And then that,
timing is hard. Don't forget that, guys. You may be
yeah,
right. As a general rule, or at least in bull markets, it's a good
yeah,
rule to buy when there's a big pullback. But
yeah.
timing is hard, so just try to be a little bit conservative too.
It's
Okay,
like, oh, is this the dip to buy, right?
yeah.
But
Vinayak says until the election result, bearish.
there's okay.
This guy, oh, dang. Okay, Shravan, you don't have to post so many times, bro. Uh, put
Sure,
user. I'm
man,
gonna
my
put him
guy.
in timeout.
Josh, what is your take? What is
Oh
your
dang, I removed that. I don't want to put them in timeout anymore.
Josh? What is your
Uh,
take on Aptos? Can
Adrian,
it
can you
flip flow?
remove him, unban him? I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, can you
Is it Shravan? Is he who got kicked?
Shravan? Yeah, because he posted like 10 times, but you can answer the question though. What's your take on
Okay.
Aptos?
All right. It's too bad he's not in to hear my answer to this question.
No,
But
he's here. He just
oh,
can't
he's here.
type.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so my thoughts on Aptos, I don't like it because of the VC presence and the VC allocations. If you're an airdrop farmer, like myself, if you're in the airdrop community, Aptos was a great opportunity and there's opportunities in Aptos. But as for the medium term, medium to even long term, I just don't like the structure of the VC allocations and the team insider allocations. I just feel like kind of not in favor of the user. So,
Yeah.
but I think there's opportunities there. I wouldn't park capital there for the long term personally. I think there's just better opportunities across different places in the market. So
Okay. Sounds good. He
good,
agrees.
good tech though.
Sharonic agrees.
Yeah, good tech though. I will say.
Um. So I know you want to talk about the Layer Zero airdrop a bit. I'll give you the
Mm,
floor.
okay.
But one thing I want to point out that people are talking about is a lot of these big projects have raised like hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, and now their like token market cap is trading at the same price as their last round. Um,
Yes, I saw.
so
Sorry, go on.
so this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with airdrop farmers, but this has to do with VCs
Of
because
course.
if VCs like raised at a $3 billion valuation and then the token is trading at the same price, theoretically that means that they didn't really make that much money.
Yes, and you know what? That's funny. I saw a post from Miles last night on Twitter, and he's
Miles,
saying,
should I look that up?
"You want me to send you the link on Disc?"
No, I can. Is it recent?
Yeah, you might have to scroll a bit. But I have it right here. I'm not sure if you can.
Oh, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here,
You
right
see
here.
it? Wait.
This one, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So he said, right, for many new tokens, buying in the liquid market is much better than a deal in the private markets. You know, Zero raised at 3 billion and current value 3.7. I think maybe a little lower now. And Wormhole obviously is a very hated one by the community, and it
Dude,
was down
Wormhole got
only.
destroyed.
Right, people are saying Wormhole to zero. That was the airdrop that I got. That was one of my best airdrops I got this last season. But anyway, I say that was actually, although very intriguing, a little misleading because if you actually rewind, the early or the first couple, like first round that Layer Zero raised, that was actually 120 million, right? 120, 125 million. And same with Stark, same with Wormhole, same with all of these projects, right? They have early rounds which they raise at lower valuations as they build up their tech in the community, so on and so forth. Raise at higher valuations, and I think, to be honest, it's still in favor of the VCs that got in at the earlier rounds. Maybe the later
Yes.
rounds aren't ideal because their tokens are locked up, right? And they were buying close to the market price of what it launched at, right?
Hmm.
But these early VCs are still sitting at like 20x's, 30x's, 50x's in some case, with big capital, more capital than the average user has, and even getting a percentage of that, is a huge price impact on the chart. So I feel like that's all. That sentiment is still a little bit misleading. Maybe the later VCs not as great for them, but yeah, that's how I feel about that.
So, okay, so I don't know if you remember, but recently Paradigm, one of the biggest crypto VC funds,
Of course.
announced that they raised like a 850 or 900, I forgot the exact number, close to $1 billion of a next fund to invest in crypto projects.
Wow.
and it's a big fund, of course. But people were like, "Do we really need like? Is that really going to be good for the space, right? Because if it funds more of these like layer twos or infrastructure projects, blah blah blah, and the same thing happens like this, is that really going to like pump our bags? To be blunt, it's not going to pump our bags if they do this. Rather, if it was a liquid fund where they actually invest in like more of these tokens, maybe not
Spot.
these, but other ones. Yeah, if they buy spot, that would pump our bags and theoretically be better for the crypto markets. You know?
Directly, yes, you're right. Of course, like they literally will pump your bag, so like they're buying spot. However, I still get the other sort of view. Of course, people don't really like VCs because of their, how much power they have within some of the top tokens. They could sell off at any time and just impact the chart. But the thing is, I get what they mean by accelerating the space. Some good projects need funding, right? And it can end up being tech that actually advances Web3, so on and so forth. I mean, those are few and far between, but like, I see both sides, but I know what you mean as well.
Yeah, let me just read this real quick. Do we need more early stage capital? What we need is more money for liquid market to absorb these tokens. We've been talking about this. Simple hypothetical. Just look at Paradigm. They invest all 850 million into various seed deals. Let's say half of it is in token deals. Average valuation 5x, blah blah blah. Total FDB. This just okay. I'm not sure this is something the liquid market can absorb. We need to see some monster liquid fund raises, which means they actually buy the spot tokens. Otherwise, we're going to see Celestia-esque price action over and over again.
Fair take.
Let's see what Celestia is doing actually.
Oh, it's sad to see a
Wow.
drop down from
This was
$20.
a crazy rise if you remember
It
this.
was a
This
huge,
got me
of course.
bullish on Celestia. But
This
now it's
got me
like
really. Yeah, no, 100%. I got the Celestia airdrop, and that was kind of like revitalized my portfolio at the time, because it was like in the midst of the bear market, right? This most previous bear market, and then Celestia goes on a run from $2 to $20, and then you start seeing the VC presence start to kick in, right? Some of these huge unlocks. What happened with Dimension, right? How some VCs can actually earn staking rewards on their
yeah,
locked tokens
that's
and then
crazy.
sell those into
Wow,
the
look
market.
at this.
Yeah,
The
that's
market
that's
punishes. See, okay, during bull markets, nothing gets punished. But during bear markets, the stupid shit gets punished.
think about it. Like these VCs having access to their staking rewards for their entire bag that's supposed to be locked for years.
Yeah, that's BS.
Their staking rewards alone are bigger than most users' bags of the token. You know what I mean? And they'll be selling their staking rewards, like it's like a money fountain. So that's what happens.
Um, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then what are your thoughts on the airdrops? But then in the contrary, they'll try to justify this saying, with airdrops, they're injecting liquidity into the markets, into the hands of users. If you get an airdrop that you earn, let's say for free, you can sell it, and that's liquidity that you never had. So they say they're also injecting liquidity. So what are your
Actually,
thoughts on that?
this is a good point. Just maybe an adjacent answer, but people are have been posting that they think the airdrop meta has to change. And I know you airdrop farm a lot, so this is a great to get your thoughts on. They're saying that airdrops as they currently are done, it's just like negative for everyone. Like the team suffers, the farmers, the community suffers, and people are just mad. Like layer zero, or there's like Eigen scam and someone else. Who's the other one
Venom
that got?
scam, Eigen scam,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ZK scam.
ZK scam. That's the
Yeah,
one because they
instead of
exclude
ZK scam, ZK
people
scam.
and they exclude people who try to farm, and the people who got it didn't get that much. It's just people mad all around, and people are like, "This isn't
Yeah.
helping anyone, right?"
Let,
Like,
let me tell you,
they,
Kevin.
go ahead.
No, no, sorry, go on. But yeah, no, I was gonna say, let me tell you, Kevin. I farmed ZK Sync for over 1 year, hundreds of thousands in volume, over a dozen protocols interacted with. Diligent farming, diligent interaction, and I was ineligible.
What? That's such BS,
And I
man.
was ineligible.
That's such
Zero.
BS.
I didn't get a
I'd be
single
so
ZK
pissed. You
token.
see?
I didn't tweet. I didn't comment
Yeah.
stuff in the Discord. But there were so many disgruntled users, right?
ZK scam, dude. ZK
ZK
scam
scam,
in the
like ZK
chat,
scam,
man.
because I spent, by the time you're getting to like four or 500K in volume, those fees actually do add up, even if it's on like a cheaper chain. And earlier on, it wasn't like necessarily that cheap compared to other L2s. So even with fees incurred, I got zero. But the thing is, they're so few and far between. And just like any play, you can never truly identify which one is the winner. You can use your analytics to set yourself up better. But ZK Sync was, the airdrop community was saying, no brainer, blah, 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 do this, do that to get the airdrop. And most people didn't get it. And like you said, people
Yeah.
were upset.
Yeah.
Whereas,
It's just
like, let's say layer zero or wormhole, layer zero, I had I said I had 6 transactions in total, which was kind of crazy. And I still got the airdrop, and I got like a decent amount.
yeah.
Couple
But the
hundred
point
bucks.
is, like, everyone's just mad. It's not helping anybody. The protocols aren't even like really benefiting that much. So they're saying that something's got to change. Something's got to change with the airdrop meta, like what they're looking for and
Yeah.
what the social contract is between the community and the team, right? Because it's getting broken. People are mad. Eigen scam, ZK scam, everything. All the airdrops are a scam. When they're technically you're getting free money, so technically people shouldn't be getting mad, but they are getting mad just because of how things are set up and what expectations have become to
Yeah, I
play.
mean that's fair to say. I'm trying to find this tweet that I was looking at the other day. They said the great airdrop bubble of 2020 to 2024 has topped with ZK Sync and Layer Zero, which those were the biggest. Um, yeah, I look for that too, and I keep on seeing this bubble airdrop. Another airdrop that I got, by the way, that people were disappointed with. But long story short, that's just a side note. But where was I? They said it topped with ZK Sync and Layer Zero. Um, and honestly, that could be like relatively true. Like the airdrop meta is saturated. Like you can go on Twitter right now. There's a spreadsheet that has like literally hundreds of active airdrops that you can farm or protocols without tokens that you can get points for, right? And it's like sort of it was the low hanging fruit before airdrops were a thing. Like if you know, you know, and not too many users knew about it. But now you have like even new retail users talking about airdrops, and now it's like everyone's very aware of them now, and people are saying just that the airdrop bubble is top. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't honestly farm airdrops that much just because I have to make content and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it does feel like that's the thing. Okay, just think in general when there's a concept of a crowded trade. That means like everyone is trying to do it, and it rarely lasts, and it usually becomes negative or like net negative
Exactly.
EV when things become crowded. So it does feel like airdrop farming is getting crowded. Um, doesn't mean that there can't be opportunities like hamster combat, blah blah blah, not coin, etc.
Right.
But it does feel like the easy days, like the golden era of airdrops was what, like late last year, early this year. That was like easy
Yeah.
to get a lot of money for airdrops. Everyone was
Yeah.
doing it, but then it got too crowded, and now it's like
Yep.
when it gets too crowded, things don't work out. You can't just make it easy.
No, you can't, and that's why you see protocols introducing new criteria that filters out many users, leaving them disgruntled,
Yeah,
posting
exactly.
FUD and negative sentiment towards the token, and then there's
Supposedly, yeah, supposedly Indians or people in India got like
they hate
restricted, and
ZK.
they're like, India hates you, ZK Sync or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. They said the ZK Sync is not welcome in India.
India will never forget.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah, India will never forget this. India will never forgive you, ZK.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Anyways, I want to talk about some comments here. Shrivan and Jumpman, thank you for the super chat. We'll get to your comment real soon. First, I want to answer this one by Shrivan, who got out of the timeout. Which narrative will outperform this next bull run? He says AD pin or AI or something else. What do you think? What narratives or sectors are you most bullish on?
that's a great question.
Categories here. Look at
Categories. You
categories.
know what? I will say, although this isn't necessarily the one I'm most bullish on, I have to mention this. GameFi hasn't found its legs yet. It's legged for this market. To
Will
me,
it?
it's lagged, and we'll see if it actually even has a run. But just the amount of funding and the amount of speculation around that narrative, I believe still has merit. So I guess that's more of an honorable mention. Not that I'm bullish on game. I'm not like a GameFi maxi or like specialist. But I just feel like that needs to be mentioned. Like GameFi really hasn't had the sort of impact that a lot of community members have been sort of talking about from last run. But
Yeah, I'm bullish. Okay, so AI obviously is it's the trend of the decade. So I'm
mhm,
obviously bullish on AI, even though I'm not sure they actually do shit. The crypto
mhm.
projects. DPIN I like. It's kind of newer. I do like DeFi. DeFi is old school, but it actually has users and revenue. Like for example, the perpetual trading protocols like GMX, blah blah blah. They actually make revenue, so they can
Yes,
do token buybacks and burns if they want to.
you know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. To be frank with you, I have to not to take the easy route. I have to say the same. I agree with you. DeFi is probably what I'm still most bullish on, and my reasoning behind it is when you're talking about just what crypto is about, right? Taking out the middleman and just the fundamentals, the ethos of what crypto is, it comes really back to DeFi, in my opinion, and a better way of controlling your liquidity, controlling your finances, earning yield, all sorts of things like that is sort of the origin of all of this. And so
Yeah,
I got to say DeFi. And when we're talking about things like the ETH ETF, which is a financial product, right? Bringing liquidity into crypto, into ETH. Um, that's what really crypto is about.
yeah.
A better sort of financial medium. So I
Here's
would.
two here's two more sectors or narratives that I'm bullish on that may surprise y'all. Okay, so I guess first thing is I used to be very bullish on layer twos, but there's just so many these days that the saturation is crazy. Like most don't. I know Josh and I looked at this last time, but most of this shit doesn't even get used. Look at all these like random ones.
Boba,
Yeah, they don't get used. They're
like
just kind of ghost towns. So I'm
Moonbeam.
bullish. I'm bullish on the biggest ones that actually get used. I think there's going to be a consolidation. Like base, I'm bullish on
I think there
Arbitrum.
really is.
I'm actually using Arbitrum these
I
days.
love our
And other ones, Degen Chain, hopefully, but oh, it's dropped quite a
hopefully.
bit. I guess
Volume's been,
the meme season is cooling, so Degen Chain is cooling too.
yeah. We'll see what happens with Farcaster might be having an airdrop too, eh?
Oh, Degen Chain had to change the emissions because they said that too many people were farming it, right? And then
Okay.
Degen got destroyed because everyone farmed it, and then it dropped. Wow, Degen dropped so much. Yeah, they were forced to Degen Chain. Nah, what is it? Degen. Oh, Degen token base, right here. Let's see. Let's see. Where are they saying that? Okay, they post some. Okay, right here. Um, we've heard the community and recognize that the current tip allowances aren't ideal. We've developed a new incentive mechanism to reward long-term members and reduce farming. And people were saying that, look, they're posting the chart, the degen chart, because everyone is like just
Disgruntled.
relentlessly farming and dumping.
Yeah. That's what happens, right?
Yeah, token design is so important.
Token design is key, and at the early stages, it's really exciting and draws in a lot of liquidity from the farmers. But ultimately, it's what you get. Just like how we talked about the other stream with the old school yield protocols, right?
Yes. And here's another one. I said layer twos, the winners I'm bullish on. Another thing I'm bullish on is
Meme
hot
coins.
no. Hot ecosystems. This is like ton ecosystem, for example, base ecosystem. Solana ecosystem a little bit cooling down, but if you were getting in it on the way up, it was amazing. So in general, hot ecosystems I am bullish on. Right
What do
now
you
it's ton base. In the future, maybe something else.
So then, what are your thoughts on SocialFi then? Do you think there's merit there? Because when you mention ton and you mention base, what I think of is retail users and the Telegram ecosystem. That's kind of like almost SocialFi natively, right?
So my
So what do you think about
question
SocialFi?
though is, can we find a SocialFi app that persists? Like Friend Tech was a darling back then, but now it's kind of suffering.
Yeah, it was. What was
So
that one SocialFi layer two? You probably know what it is. It's like a whole layer two of SocialFi. They have like a decentralized version of Reddit. They have their own decentralized version of
DSO,
DSO. Thank you, DSO Finance.
DSO, yeah, they've been putting in work
Yeah.
lately. Price is still not that good. Let's see, 1 year. Eh, okay,
Fell
not
from
bad.
40 to 18. Interesting. You think there's merit?
I mean, people use people use Friend Tech so much, and then what were the other ones besides Friend Tech? There were other hot social fight projects, but they never lasted that long. That's
They
the
were
problem.
fads.
What was it?
They were fads.
Yeah, yeah, they were fads. That's the issue. Like, well, supposedly Farcaster and yeah, supposedly Farcaster is doing well fundamentally, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
no, 100%. I mean, Farcaster was a huge success, is a huge success.
People said the issue is though that all the ETH people went to Farcaster and don't post on X anymore. So that made the ETH presence on X very lacking.
Yeah, I mean, even Vitalik himself says he prefers Farcaster to X, right? And he uses Farcaster actively, right? And he posts on
Yeah.
there. So, which is I find is really cool. I feel like that's bullish. I feel like the potential for SocialFi is there, but like you said, there just isn't a product and there isn't an exact protocol yet. But I like what Base is doing with Farcaster. I like what
Yeah.
Ton is doing with Telegram, right?
Yeah,
And I feel like
exactly.
that enhances the social atmosphere around these ecosystems, right? For users to interconnect and for
Dude,
projects to be built on, right? You see projects being built on Farcaster, and now you're seeing projects like Hamster Combat being built directly in Telegram.
yeah,
And
Telegram is the
that's a
ultimate
very powerful thing. But yeah, go on.
Telegram is the ultimate distribution channel. They have like what 900 million users. So
Exactly.
that's amazing.
Right?
Okay, real quick, let's get to the super chat. I know we're running over time. Jumpman is Aero, please. Let's take a look at Aerodrome. I'm a huge fan of Aerodrome. It turned out to be wow, down 9% today. Well, it's still up from its run up in early 2024, but still, this is looking like it's going. Wow. Fundamentally, I like it. It's base. It's one of the main, if not the native base, whatchamacallit, AMM
Next.
decks. Yeah. So fundamentally, I like it, but I can't deny price action looks bad.
Are you into Velo as well then?
Yeah, I like both Arrow and Velo,
Okay.
like as a pair.
Right.
Someone that one of the best analysts I follow, their thesis was that Arrow plus Velo would exceed Uniswap in valuation, and they went long Arrow plus Velo, short Uniswap, did not work out, as we can see. But maybe it's early, and maybe it will when base season comes. Hopefully, eventually, that will happen.
Fair. Fair.
So yeah, okay. Thank you guys for joining us. Please subscribe. Please press like. I want to try something next week. I want to have. I'll be here still, but I want to
We
have
didn't get to.
Josh.
Okay,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I was gonna say we didn't get to share. We said more on it later, right? The meme, but I guess we can leave that
Oh,
for the
it's all
next one.
good.
It's all good.
Next time because I want you to lead the stream next time.
Yep.
Like I'll still be here, but I'll take your role, just commenting on stuff, and
Okay.
you can do the intro. You can do the just looking at the markets, sharing your screen,
Perfect.
and I'll jump in like just commenting on stuff. And
I'm
then
the
in the
captain.
future, we can have you do solo live streams and I'll just sit back and watch as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because these are fun. Josh, can you wrap the intro? Uh,
You want me to freestyle? Next
if
time if you like the video, let's see what's our like target, what's our like goal. If we hit however many
well, we
likes,
have 81 viewers right now, which is not bad considering the market is down. So not bad.
81 viewers, could we get what, 25 likes?
25 likes, yeah, 25 likes. Spam the likes,
Spam the likes,
and
and next episode maybe I'll do a freestyle intro
yeah,
about
spam the
crypto,
likes. Josh will freestyle if you get
snippet.
enough likes for him. All
Yeah.
right, catch y'all next time.
All right. Until next time, guys.
Peace
Take
out.
care. Yeah.